is brought to you by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Here now, John Saunders.
Welcome back to the new Dodge intermission report. We'll get you out to the third period of the Devils and the Bruins in just a moment. But first, some news around the National Hockey League involving the game's two best players. Mario Lemieux, the big question is, will he be back again next year for season number 11? He was eliminated by the Washington Capitals, and Mario Lemieux, very downtrodden about that, tried to keep his team alive here with this goal in game number 6. But the Caps won the series, and for the second straight year, the Pittsburgh Penguins were on their way out. And after the game, with a bad back and battling from cancer, Mario Lemieux wondered if it was all worth it.
This is a very important summer for myself and my family, and I'm certainly going to talk about what's best for myself and my future, and go from there, I guess. Obviously, my health is not the best thing I got going for me, so I have to stop and think about that and think about my future. I think the cancer took a lot out of me, and it's been difficult the last couple of years. I want to make sure that my decision is well thought, and I want to make sure that's the right decision that I take, and that's why I'm going to take the whole summer to make sure that I do that, and probably make a decision in September.
10 years in the National Hockey League, he's averaged just about 60 games a season. He was involved in 50% of the Penguins' goals in his 22 games this year, so the Penguins certainly hope Mario Lemieux is back for season number 11. Wayne Gretzky, on the other hand, he scored goal number 802 this year to become the National Hockey League's all-time leading goal scorer. His coach, Barry Melrose, says he expects Gretzky back next season.
Wayne Gretzky plays the game for two reasons. He plays because he loves it, and he plays because he's still very good at it. Wayne has always said that when it stops being fun, he won't play anymore, and also if he, as he plays, if his talents erode or he becomes substandard to what he usually is, and that's be the only two things. Last year he had a great year, he played very well, and he still loves the game. So I think you'll see him on the ice next year for sure, and maybe a year after. But again, it determines how much he enjoys it and also how he plays.
And the game wouldn't be the same without either one of those guys. We'll continue with more of the Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC in just a moment.
A lot of champagne glasses have been used to prove how smooth a car can be at high speed. Surely, a toast is in order for a truck that can do the same. New Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Monroe Sensatrack, road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensatrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensatrack, like two shocks in one. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensatrack dealer near you.
Hey, I've been attacked by sharks. And struck by lightning. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I give it. Come on, in this league, the fans are as tough as the players.
Chelios, you're a bum!
Wimp! Get real.
Logo Athletic, licensed team apparel.
You said it was your job to find her a foster home. You just did.
Hallmark presents Sissy Spacek in A Place for Annie, tonight here on ABC.
2-1, the Bruins are leading the Devils, and welcome back once again to the new Dodge intermission report. Another low-scoring game. We should not be surprised by that. Goaltenders have been the story of this Stanley Cup season thus far as we head into the second round. Can one man make a hockey team? Well, probably not. But many find it hard to argue with the inspirational and emotional lift Patrick Roy gave his Montreal Canadiens, especially in Game 4 against Boston, just 12 hours after leaving the hospital after treatment for appendicitis. Roy inspired his team with 39 saves, a 5-2 victory, truly an all-time heroic performance.
You know, it's funny because I felt like I didn't go to the hospital.
Walked for Iafredi. Tchaikovsky, a save! Oh, it was beautifully set up. Holding it, Wesley. Drive, save, Roy. In for Wesley. Superb power play. Shot, save, rebound, save by Roy. Steffel, a fake. Cuts in front. In for a shot, save, Roy.
Roy was not the only goaltender taking center stage in the first round. A classic goaltending matchup pitted Felix Potvin against Eddie Belfour. 3 of the 6 games shutout.
Peter Zezel takes it away. He's in, and he's stolen by Belfour. Right, the Hawks sending him to the throttle zone, and they're shooting.
For this whole series, both goaltenders just stood in their head and played unbelievable.
And in the Devils-Sabres series, the goaltenders just as hot. Dominic Hasek and Martin Brodeur put on a show. Game 6 of that series, the 6th longest in history.
Here's Presley, gathering that puck, shooting it. Brodeur with a save. Down across the line, the play in for Parise, scored by Hasek. It's down the left wing. Schmelik trying to get into position. Here's Niedermayer's shot, save, Hasek. Across the line, Martin, who's looking for his first playoff goal, fires that shot. Brodeur with the save. Osgood shot by McLean.
In the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, these men only a few of the many hot goaltenders who delighted the crowds with their incredible play. The goaltending continued today. John Casey robbing Guerin. And look at it from another angle. The entire open net, somehow he gets across to make the stop.
To soothe the discomfort of athlete's foot, Desinex does it. But to kill the fungus, Desinex does it. Only Desinex has UDA, proven to both soothe and cure athlete's foot. To soothe and cure, Desinex does it all.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you. It's a Pep Boys Automotive Super Center. No matter what you drive, their ASC certified technicians are here when you need them. Day or night, even on Sunday. For Raybestos brakes, TRW rack and pinion repair, diagnostic tune-ups, even air conditioning. For dealer quality service at prices you can afford, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Mom, Sherry says her parents are rich. Well, you can tell Sherry that we're smart.
Starting at $2.99, extra value meals make McDonald's the smart choice for dinner.
I'm glad we're smart. Me too.
You got the winning color! Make your engine last longer. Change your oil every 3,000 miles and use the newest Pennzoil. Now with the revolutionary Penn-Star molecule, Pennzoil works like liquid ball bearings. Clings in, on, around, and between moving parts to reduce heat, friction, and wear.
My car's got 295,000 miles on it.
161,000 miles.
314,000. 173,000.
Pennzoil has always stood by me. It's never failed me.
You got the winning color!
Here's to you.
I wasn't even looking when my old boss called. He said he had an opening, more responsibility, an office with a great view, even a piece of the business. I told him I'd think about it.
Oh, you got my message.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, but that might still fit.
Dad could be pretty convincing.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic. Oh, by the way, parked in my spot.
Proud to be your bud.
Things are heating up in Houston. The PGA's best tee off in Texas, hoping to strike it rich. It's the final round of the Shell Houston Open, next here on ABC.
Welcome back. We'll get you back out to the Devils and the Bruins third period in just a moment. But first, a reminder what comes your way on ABC tonight. All new episodes of America's Funniest Hour, followed by an all-new Lois and Clark. Then Sissy Spacek stars in a Hallmark Hall of Fame motion picture event, A Place for Annie. All new shows tonight here on ABC. And we'll be back right after these words from our ABC station.
If If you're a Stephen King fan, you know The Stand is a must-see. But if you're not, this is the one that will get you hooked.
It's coming.
It's 7 days until the end of the world.
What did you people do?
But a chosen few survive to save mankind.
I know what to do.
It's the final battle between good and evil.
What's happening? No!
TV Guide calls it the ultimate tale for the 90s. Stephen King's The Stand. Next Sunday here on ABC. Parental discretion is advised.
Every year, American business wastes millions on international calls using the wrong long-distance company. Now with MCI's Proof Positive Worldwide, you can save up to 50% on typical calls to Europe. Call and put that money back in your business.
Practically amazing. That's what all of the experts are saying about the Isuzu Rodeo. And right now, your Isuzu dealer invites you to test drive Rodeo. Get behind the wheel of the 24-valve, 175-horsepower Rodeo four-wheel drive with anti-lock brakes. It's just $269 a month for 24 months. The Made in America Rodeo. The one named a Best Buy 3 years in a row by Motor Trend. But wait a minute. What was that price again? Rodeo, $269 a month for 24 months. The practically amazing Rodeo, now at your Isuzu dealer.
Every year, American business wastes millions on international calls using the wrong long-distance company. Now with MCI's Proof Positive Worldwide, you can save up to 41% on any two numbers you choose in Canada. Call and put that money back in your business.
Mike Hambrick and Laurie Stokes, weeknights at 6 and 11.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs on ABC. Brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. The new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. And McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands, everybody. Third period coming up. Boston Bruins leading the Devils by a score of 2-1. First game of round two in the best of the seven. Gary Thornville, Clement, and Elmore Gaddy. We've talked about the goaltender so much in this game and, in fact, in the playoff series because we did all season long. This was the year of the goaltender in the National Hockey League.
And to get this far in the playoffs, baby, you got to accomplish something as a goaltender. Martin Brodeur, the Devils, knocked out the Buffalo Sabres. Well, he knocked out a goalie that had a goals against average under 2 for the first time in 20 years. Dominic Hasek and John Casey of the Bruins simply beat Patrick Waugh, the best big money goaltender in the game today. He was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, best guy in the playoffs last year. Yeah, you got to accomplish something to get this far.
You take a look at the numbers these guys have put up, the goaltenders. Compared to last year, you had only 2 goaltenders last year under 3. Look at it this year, 19 shutouts, way up. Look at the goals against in the playoffs. It's continuing right on, and no reason to believe it won't stay that way. And these 2 goaltenders have done it here in this game as well.
Yeah, no question about it. There were chances in close at both ends of the ice. I mean, the Bruins are driving the net well, and so, for that matter, are the New Jersey Devils. Bernie Nichols actually had one get behind Casey. David Shaw, number 34, actually poked it out from behind John Casey. But you know one thing when you get this far in the playoffs, teams are so hungry they're going to be in your face. Goaltenders have to prepare so well. That save that John Casey made on Billy Guerin is an absolute highlight save. And Martin Brodeur right behind him. But he showed us in the first period that he is, in fact, human.
There you see Martin Brodeur, 26 saves in this game. And John Casey, who had a 30-win season, has put up these numbers in this one, 24 thus far. We have an opportunity here in this game to see a couple of the great defensemen, not only now, but all time in National Hockey League history. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. His career will be spent with the Boston Bruins. This man, Scott Stevens, one of the hardest hitters ever. And you look at the play that they have had for the first 2 periods of this game, almost identical, and not unusual that it would be that way for these 2 players. Very rarely will they ever come together on the ice as far as actual physical contact, but boy, their presence is felt.
Well, it can happen. I mean, we saw Scott Stevens ram into Glenn Wesley, who is even bigger than Ray Bork, and Glenn Wesley came away from it the loser in the confrontation. Fortunately for Wesley, he is still in the game. He had the wind knocked out of him.
All right, who can win the third? As we are underway, Stevens trying to drop it out through center, lost that one behind the net. Good forechecking job done by Daniel Marois that time. Comes back to Stevens. Anamote centering past Dave Reed. Missed it as he went for that wide side. Ray Bork chasing. Tom Chorsky with him. Chorsky with great speed takes Bork down. He beat him to the puck. Cleared around near side for Dave Reed. Reed out of the zone to Adam Oates. Oates drops it back to Reed. Bruins changing behind the play. Reed bringing it in. Very few penalties here in this game. Only 4 of them. 3 have been called against Boston, 1 against the Devils. 1 power play goal for the Devils, and their opportunities for Bernie Nichols' goal, the lone score that they have up on the board. At center, Stumple got by McLean. Intercepted Nichols, tried to get it up to McLean. Rolls in for Shaw, and that'll be touched up for the icing call. And with us here at the Meadowlands, Al Morganti.
Periods had a chance to talk to Al Iafrate, the Boston defenseman, and he again mentioned the goalies, but he said, you know, we expected 2 teams coming off 7-game series. It'd be a little scrambly here or there, but the goaltending didn't miss a beat. And he also said, I think we're going to get a power play. We deserve some power plays in the 3rd period. They could use that to kind of break this open.
Yes, they could.
Yes, they absolutely could. What I want to know is how Al Morganti finds Al Iafrate's hiding place between periods, because we know that they don't let Al Morganti into the locker room. So after the game, Al, you're going to have to tell us where Al Iafrate hides.
I can tell him now.
It's right outside the door, and I know what he's doing out there.
Billy.
Save it. Corey Millen sends it into the zone. Played around by Casey. Not all people are yet avoiding cancer, shall we put it that way? Cleared into the zone. Played by Danico around the net. Kenny Danico started up ice for the Devils. Cleared it out through center ice. Knocked away by Shaw to Glenn Murray. Murray gets it over. Stumple will bring it in. Hughes with him. Stumple got by 1, not 2. Hughes, the shot deflected by Driver. And Hughes had got himself open. Corey Millen. Millen brings it in. Barry Melrose will keep an eye on Corey Millen. He used to be with the Los Angeles Kings, and Barry Melrose wishes he was still there. But they made the move, and Corey Millen came away with 20 goals, 30 assists during the season. Barry Melrose said, of all the problems I've had out there with my GM, this was the deal that kicked it all off. I didn't want Millen traded. They traded him anyway. And he did very well for the New Jersey Devils. A water bug out there.
Yeah, there's no question that he brings a lot of speed to the ice surface. He wasn't used in Buffalo as much as he was here at the Meadowlands in the series, because the Buffalo Auditorium has a small ice surface. There are still a few buildings left. Boston is one, Buffalo is another one, that have smaller than regulation ice surfaces. And for that matter, playing against the Buffalo Sabres in the 1st round was good preparation for these New Jersey Devils for when they get to Boston Garden, the smallest building in the league.
Face-off coming to the right. Casey, Devils win it. The face-off shot. Casey has trouble with that one. It's underneath the pads. That was close. Casey made the initial save, fell backwards, and he had Nichols standing right out in front of him, but the puck never came out from underneath the pads. Our Bud Light Stanley Cup summary here at the Meadowlands. The San Jose Sharks eliminating Detroit. They are now the Cinderella team of this year's playoffs. Pavel Bure got the goal. 2nd overtime eliminating Calgary, and the Rangers Washington will start their series tonight at Madison Square Garden. Donato had that one tipped by McLean. Sent deeper into the zone by Smolinski. Devils get it back. Nichols. No room to pass. John McLean, he had some room, but it would have been a 2-liner, and he did touch it. Just underway in the 3rd period. The Bruins still leading it by 1.
Where there was once only a place to sit, there's now a convenient place to relax. Where there was once only unusable space, there's now an ingenious storage system of interchangeable bins, trays, and cargo netting. Where there was once only upholstery, there's now a place for an office. And where there was once only a truck, there's now Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Here's to the cowboy, still a modern-day hero, standing up for what's right as he rides across this land. He still earns every dollar to pass through his hands. So here's to the cowboy as he heads for the mountains. No place he'd rather be than right here. So come on along and head for the mountains of Bush.
to have you with us. ABC's coverage of the National Hockey League and the Stanley Cup playoffs on this Sunday afternoon here at the Meadowlands. With the visiting Boston Bruins leading 2-1. All 3 goals scored in the first period. Stewart into the zone. Knocked away by Stevens. Stewart got it back. Stewart dumping it around the net, and a penalty coming up on the goaltender, Martin Brodeur. Brodeur put the stick out. I believe it's on Brodeur. Maybe not. Well, maybe on Niedermeyer. Going to the net that time was Steve Hines. Had his legs taken out from under him, and it'll be Niedermeyer who will draw the penalty.
Niedermeyer wasn't happy with the call. I think Stevie Hines smartly made this look a little better than it really was. But in a 2-1 hockey game, power play is obviously crucial. With the Bruins leading 2-1, now with a chance to make it 3-1, you got to feel that in this series, even though the New Jersey Devils were one of the top offensive teams during the regular season, that this is not going to be a show of offense. It is going to be a show of defense, similar to the series that the Devils played against the Buffalo Sabres.
Hines congratulated the pat on the back for being able to pick up the drawing the penalty against New Jersey. Niedermeyer out. Only the second power play of the game for Boston, and that first one only lasted for 27 seconds. So this is their first real power play of the game. And it's cleared out of the zone by Bernie Nichols. Boston Bruins on the power play were rated 3rd during the regular season. They are 7 for 32 in the playoffs. Not bad numbers. Ray Bourque, who headmans it. Worked it in, but lost it to Stevens, and it's cleared out. Bourque, the man in charge along the blue line on the power play. Over to Iafrate. Another big cannon shot from out there. Adam Oates, Ted Donato, and Glenn Murray up front.
Right, they have not been able to hit the line with any speed at all. They are lucky to have containment on this play, and now it looks like they might get it dumped out. Yep, it's out.
Over Ray Bourque's stick. Here comes Lemieux. Lemieux and Iafrate. Short-handed save made by Casey. Carpenter the rebound. Back to Lemieux. Broke his stick. Ray Bourque picks up the puck. Short-handed chance for Claude Lemieux. 53 left on the power play chance for Boston. Again, cleared up, not out. Ray Bourque held that in. Tommy Avalon finds it. He gets it out.
Now, this is just good penalty killing. What you want to do when the team is bringing the puck up the ice is, first of all, take the #1 option away and then force the guy carrying the puck to move with it, to skate diagonally. Then everybody has to stop at the blue line, and they have no speed when they hit it. This time, Wesley hit it with speed, and he got in.
Wesley, Cherkasky was cutting through the middle. Couldn't get a stick on it. Shaw. Murray had it batted up in the air by Tommy Avalon. Wellesley able to hold it in. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Cherkasky behind the net. Lost the puck. Tommy Avalon had it. He lost it to Adam Oates. Glenn Murray moves in. Avalon got it up on the boards. Good play by Tommy Avalon to get it to Bernie Nichols. And they clear. And that's going to do it. Power play is over for Boston. 0 for 2 officially in this one on the power play. And the Bruins still have but a 1-goal lead. And the Devils still just 1 shy as they killed that off. Stevens comes the other way. Scott Stevens in. Stevens drops it. McKay. McKay hit the post! Randy McKay hit the wide side post. Stevens shot. Deflected off Gordy Roberts. And the Bruins will cover this up. Lady Luck has ridden with both goaltenders at different moments in this game. Randy McKay wishes she'd gotten off the horse on that shot. Boston up by 1.
Comes a whole new taste breakthrough. It's got less fat and better taste for you. Not a chip off the same old block. That's right. Got new Pringles right crisp. That's right. Less fat and better taste than this. Right. Better taste than less grease. The proof's right here, you see. That's right. It's not a chip off the same old block. Pringles right crisp. The taste of here.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, lady. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good. Who are you calling guys? Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
Randy McKay had 1 assist in the 7 games he played against Buffalo, 12 goals during the regular season.
And he came within about 3 inches of tying this game. Randy McKay's a right-hand shot, so when he carries the puck coming in off his off wing, he can really see that long side, and he can shoot for it. And the puck is 3 inches wide, 3 inches to the left, and that would have bounced in off the post and not out off the post.
Bruins win the face-off. Smolinski won the draw. Shaw got it up on the far side. Marois back to Donato. Ted Donato moving it in. Donato looking to the middle. Tried to dump it in front, went off the glass. Donato back. Hines along the near side boards with him. Donato and Fetisov do battle. Fetisov pushed it up. Billy Guerin's got it. Guerin brings it out. A 2-1 Boston lead. Tommy Adelin sends it in. Boston during the season, when they had a lead going to the third, were 39-3-2. In the playoffs, they are 4-1 when they're leading going to the third. The Devils 3-24-3 when they were behind going to the third. That's what they're trying to pull off here. It's one of those third period wins. Next week on ABC Sports, Tea Time in Texas, golf greats, the top stars of the senior tour. It's the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf. Coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, and 3 Pacific. ABC's Wide World of Sports in the first leg of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge. Yes, folks, it is the Kentucky Derby, and it's live Saturday on ABC.
You know, Martin Brodeur alternated all year long with Chris Terreri. But his coach, Jacques Lemaire, had the forethought to start Brodeur down the stretch in all of the buildings that he thought might end up as playoff opponents. There's Chris Terreri, who alternated during the regular season. But Brodeur had a taste everywhere, including Boston, including Buffalo. So he was kind of playoff ready. And when you play in the smaller buildings like Boston and Buffalo, it really is a difference for goaltenders. So Jacques Lemaire had the forethought to start Brodeur in all of the potential playoff buildings.
Brodeur finished second to Dominic Hasek in the goals against and fourth in saves percentage. We talked often about how many votes he might draw for the Calder Rookie of the Year award. Tough for a goaltender to win. Those votes have already been cast because it's based on regular season performance. The announcements won't be made until later. Marois dropped it out. Bobby Carpenter sent it right back in. Casey watching that one. It never got by the Zamboni door. Hit the Zamboni door in the corner there and stopped. Kick back into the middle. Shot by Carpenter. Blocked by Frady. Back to Danico. The bounces are not going the Bruins' way right now. Cleared around for Marois. Marois with driver moving up. Tipped it away to center to Reed. Reed's got Ken Danico in front of him as he heads to the net. Danico blocked it. Reed got it back. Centered. Hit the side of the net. Played by Brodeur. Dropped out in front again. Carpenter was there. Dave Reed gets it. Reed, both centering. Just tipped wide by Marois. Reed comes in charging at the side of the net. Danico hits it. And the puck goes to Carpenter. Carpenter sends it the length of the ice. And there will be an icing call here as Jamie Huscroft goes back on the touch-up. 2-1 Boston on top. Game 1 of the best-of-7 second-round series. That's the way the schedule will play itself out for these two teams. 2-2, 1-1-1, the way the series are played, and the New Jersey Devils, the higher seed, have the home ice advantage. Everybody wanting that Game 7 at home, if the opportunity to play a Game 7 ends up occurring. Knitscheer, Fred Knitscheer moves in on the face-off. Lost that one to Bernie Nichols, who's done well on the draws today. Stevens in the corner. Oh, checked away to Stewart. Stewart trying to center Knitscheer. Cherkovsky behind the net. Cherkovsky dropped it back. Stevens is there and sends it out. John McLean was giving chase. Gordy Roberts in front of him. First season the veteran Roberts has had. Steady, regular among the D for the Boston Bruins.
Gary, he is playing his 19th year of pro hockey. Oh, we got a penalty here, and there's a Bruin down in front, and it looks like it's Jamie Huscroft.
A slashing call coming up, I believe, on John McLean. I'm not sure. Huscroft getting up, wanting a piece of somebody. See who got him, Al Morganti.
Gary, I think it was Bernie Nichols who took the swing on Huscroft went down, and of course the Devils will say he's putting on a bit of an act here. I believe Bernie Nichols took and hit him on the top of the glove. I don't know if he wears the short gloves with a short cuff or not.
You don't put on a show. You don't act when the play is in your end and you're the defenseman standing right in front of your goal. And for that matter, Jamie Huscroft doesn't do a lot of faking about anything. He is a pretty straightforward, tough guy, and you can see that he's holding his right hand. He probably, I say probably because we didn't see it, got hit right above the glove, right in front of John Casey. Bernie Nichols swat. And the gloves have terrific protection. Yes, you can get hurt through the gloves, but if you get hit just above the glove, and you can see where he's grabbing his wrist on the play. It looks like he is grabbing above where the glove would be. Most of the time, it's just bone there. It's stick against bone.
Bernie Nichols wanting to argue about it, but not having much to say about that one, and he goes for the slashing at 7:04.
Sometimes even when it's not a very aggressive slash, if you get the guy in the right place, you're going to hurt him, and it's going to look worse than it is. And we looked on the replay, the Nichols took a pretty good swat at him, but you hit a guy in the right place, it does more damage than you intended.
Jamie Huscroft came up from their minor league team, played 36 games after being recalled on January 29, and a hard-nosed player, as we said, used to be with the New Jersey Devils, playing both D and forward and playing defense with Don Sweeney out of this game for the Bruins. So the Boston Bruins have a chance to extend the lead again as they work on the power play, their third of the game. They've not been able to convert. Devils are short-handed. Carpenter drops it off for Tom Chorsky, poked away by Glenn Wesley. Ted Donato. Donato with Oates and Smolinski on the power play unit. Behind the net, Scott Stevens. Stevens around. Chorsky there to tip it out of the zone. Good play. Read by Wesley, who moved in. Stevens gets it back. Near side for Ken Danico. And Danico will send it in on goal. Casey having to make the high save, blocking that one. The Devils finished 16th in penalty killing during the regular season. Kind of inexplicable to be that low in the league for a club that has some outstanding penalty killers on it. Ray Bork holding it in. John McLean poked it away. Tip back to Adam Oates. Oates over to Smolinski, and a penalty coming up in the pick by Ted Donato. The reason Smolinski was open is that Donato had picked Tommy Avalon and knocked him down. So the Bruins will lose a minute worth of power play time.
I really like those calls in the playoffs. We've seen two of them in this hockey game. One went against the Devils. This one goes against the Bruins. It's that pick on the blue line. Albalin went right down on it. And if you take a guy out of the play left of your screen, you take a guy out of the play that way, so you end up with a 2-on-1 against your, for your team. There has to be a penalty for it. And you can't give teams 2-on-1s. So that ended the Bruins' power play. So far in their power plays, they've had one full one and two abbreviated ones. But Brian Sutter's power play unit is actually getting outshot 2-0. They haven't had a power play shot yet.
Jacques Lemaire's New Jersey Devils trying to take game one at home, but they are trailing the Bruins 2-1 with 11:56 to go in the third. Plenty of time left for anything in this game. Knepchier comes out to take the face-off against Jim Dowd, the rookie. One back. Hines drops it to Shaw. Iafrate, 4-on-4. The other time we had a 4-on-4 in this game, the New Jersey Devils had the scoring chances on it. Shaw trying to clear it out, can't, intercepted by Billy Guerin, sent back Niedermeyer. Deeper, Fetisov behind his own net. Slava Fetisov forced by Knepchier. Still has the puck. Fetisov with Knepchier all over him. Let it roll ahead to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer for Dowd. They get tied up. Shaw does not clear. Niedermeyer held it in. Pass behind Guerin. Billy Guerin with it. Guerin taken out of the play, dumped by Iafrate. Dowd still has it. Dowd behind the Boston net. Jim Dowd turning on it. Hines trying to stay with him. Gets the stick in the midsection. Paul Stewart, the referee, trying to get out of the way. Fetisov holds it in again. Good job by the Devils. Iafrate over to get it. 4-on-4 situation. Out of the zone. Now a power play. Nichols has got it. A 1-minute power play here for the New Jersey Devils as Nichols is out of the box. So the Devils a chance to tie in this power play opportunity. Bernie Nichols has their lone goal that came on a power play in the first. Lemieux to McLean. McLean sends it in. Power play time down to 38 seconds. Nichols, Glenn Wesley, freed the puck up, lost it, goes back to get it. Lemieux intercepts to the point. Stevens held it in. Driver off the shaft, didn't get it on net. Poked away by Casey. Back to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux, 22 on the power play. In front is McLean. Back to Stevens. Driver, one-timer. Hit the post. Rebound. Shot wide by Nichols. The Bruins continue to have that lady on their side. 2 hit posts in the third period. First one by McKay, and that one on the power play. Shot by Driver. Bernie Nichols lost it to Gordy Roberts, cleared out by Ray Bork.
I don't even know how Driver's shot got through the crowd. It was a perfect screen shot that John Casey had to have trouble seeing. That one missed by 3 inches, too.
Power play is over. Bruins protect the 2-1 lead on that 1-minute advantage by the Devils. Randy McKay. McKay Got it out through center to Bobby Holik. Holik over to Lemieux. He fakes. Roberts takes him out. Holik gets the puck and gets taken out. The jam up freed it. Lemieux the shot. Gloved by Casey. He's got to get rid of it. McKay was right there to force the play. Good play on Stumple. Back in front. The turnaround chance deflected in the air off Roberts. Into the seats. It is white knuckle time. 9:21 left to go in the third.
The mid-size Dodge Dakota Sport V6 gives you a bigger bed than Ford Ranger or Chevy S10. It gives you a Magnum engine with more horsepower than their base V6s, the safety of available four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and a standard driver's airbag, something Ranger and S10 don't even offer. So really, the only thing compact about Dakota is the price. Dodge Dakota. A little bigger, a lot better.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see that the land is pure, untamed and free. There's no place that I'd rather be. So come on along and head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer.
Well, when goaltenders are on top of their games, they will tell you that the goalposts are part of their equipment. They sure were here for John Casey. Bing off the post, and what we hadn't seen live was that Bernie Nichols' rebound off the post attempt actually went off the crossbar as well. So that makes 3 off the red post in this period for the Devils.
Fetisov, save made by Casey. 2 consecutive post shots. In front again, McKay. Cleared up and out of the zone. Even strength here, Tommy Avalon. Avalon with Hines on him, got it into the middle. Bruins leading it 2-1. The goals in the first period, Smolenski from Hines and Stewart. Shaw from Stumple and Murray, both even strength goals. Nichols got his first of this year's playoffs from Lemieux and McLean at 13:22 of the first to put him up on the board. And that's been it in scoring. The rest of it's been these guys. Casey and Brodeur.
You know, that last one that hit the crossbar, let me show it to you from this low angle. Give John Casey some credit for his quickness and his agility. Remember the save he made in the second off Billy Garrett? He had a wide open net and he got across. Casey was just about there, and he had to come from left field even to get close to it.
Goaltenders putting on yet another show. In this period, it's been the pressure put on by the Devils as the Bruins have not had a shot. And we've got 8:55 to go in the third. The Bruins are the team that likes to fire it on, but they're not getting it out of the end to create offensive chances. Dowd wins the faceoff against Smolenski, and Stevens goes back to get it. Got Stevens up for Dowd. Smolenski moves over on him. Knocked the puck away. Ray Bork intercepted. Niedermeyer sends it in. Bork goes back to get it. Stevens can't hold it in. Stevens and Niedermeyer, the veteran and the younger defenseman, teamed up all season. Zalapukin to Guerin for the tie. Save made by Casey off the blocker. Rebound cleared out along the boards. There's a 2-on-2 chance for Boston. Good poke check at the other end of Smolenski by Niedermeyer. And then Niedermeyer takes him down. Daniel Marois with the puck. Marois battling. Hit the back of the net with the center and pass. Niedermeyer got on him as well. Bruins keeping the heat on here. Marois centered, knocked away by Brodeur. Cleared up and out by Stevens to Guerin. Both teams want to change up here. Zalapukin giving chase. Shaw gets there first. Backs it up to Glenn Wesley. 7:50 left in the third period. Wesley moves it ahead. Knocked down by Danico. Poke checked away at center by Dave Reed from Zalapukin. Back to Danico. Bobby Carpenter knocked away by Hushcroft. Knocked away again at center ice. Good checking job here by the Bruins. Driver finally dumps it in. Casey over to get it. Hushcroft around. Not out. Held in by Driver originally. Adam Oates looking for help. Oates off Brodeur's blocker. He was trying to center for Reed, who had already gone by the net. Richer back to Tom Chorski. Chorski, good back-checking job done by Oates and Roberts. Roberts cleared it up. Driver holds it in. Richer steps up on Roberts. Roberts blocking. Roberts cleared it out. Both these teams look tired. Comes to Reed, and understandably so. Dave Reed. Reed dropped it. Deflected as Iafrate was cutting. Here's a 3-on-1 chance. Ray Bork is back. Richer left it. Ray Bork intercepted the pass to Chorsky.
Man, did the Bruins dodge a bullet there. Of all the people to make an ill-advised pass in the offensive zone, Adam Oates, who has eyes everywhere on every side of his head, passed it back. It was tipped out, and it created a problem for them. Just saved by Ray Bork.
Fetisov back to get it. Both these teams had to go 7 games in the first round, and it's showing up in the legs here in this one. Lemieux brings it in. Save made by Casey, and he hangs on. And Lemieux and Shaw go at it behind the net. All right, Pringle's storyline with 6:21 left to go in the third period of this game. Smolinski, one of the Boston rookies, has picked up his 3rd goal of the playoffs this year. Shaw, his 1st. Nichols, the only Devils goal that came off a power play in the first period, and there are the power play numbers.
Well, Boston started their rush after a terrific pass by Gordy Roberts that sprung the Bruins loose. Here's the tail end of it. It was a 3-on-2 and a super diving play by Bruce Driver. Headed it back the other way. Richer with a drop pass to Carpenter, and that wasn't as tough a play as it looked. But boy, were the Bruins coming on the back check. Perhaps Bobby Carpenter didn't get enough speed on that pass because Al Iafrate came down with a big stick right on Bobby Carpenter as he was trying to slip it across.
Ray Bork, #1 defensive scorer in the league, and still plays the D as well as anyone in the game. Roberts brings it out. 6:13 to go in this third period. Fetisov for John McLean. Bernie Nichols. Lemieux reaching behind him, but it ends up on the Boston bench. Faceoff will be at center.
Big battle here in a 2-1 game between John Casey and Martin Brodeur. You know, Martin Brodeur had a big thrill this year when he got to start in the Montreal Forum. One of the reasons it was a thrill, his dad is a photographer that takes pictures for the Montreal Canadiens. You see photographers around the rink that shoot through the little holes at the end on the end boards. His dad was shooting through one of the holes. There they are. And his brother was working for his dad that night, shooting at the other end of the rink. Needless to say, the family album is now complete. His dad was a goalie that played in the '56 Olympics for Canada. They won a bronze medal in Cortina, Italy, and after that he went to play in Charlotte in the Eastern League, and one of the guys that was a defenseman in front of him, the coach that just coached against Brodeur, Sean Mutler of the Buffalo Sabres.
Martin Brodeur writing the story in his rookie season in net for the Devils. This one down to the wire. 5:48 left to go. Who makes the mistake or who doesn't? Cleared it on Brodeur. Niedermeyer goes back to get it.
Oh, by the way, the footnote to that story about Brodeur, he won the game in Montreal.
How could he not? Stumple back to get it. Stumple from behind the net. McKay on him. Stevens could not hold it in. Hughes giving chase. Stevens would not let him in. He got it out of the zone. Picked up by Corey Millen for Bobby Holik. Both teams trying to find somebody up ice to get a break in. Held in by Randy McKay. McKay with Hughes all over him from behind. Holik had it, lost it. Corey Millen shot blocked by Iafrate. Cleared by Niedermeyer. Going to have to be played by Martin Brodeur.
How tough is it to get off a clear shot or even make a play in either zone? It's like playing in seaweed for both teams. Everybody's got the hook going.
Nobody letting anybody free here. Ray Bork back to get it. Bork cleared it up and out of the zone. Cleared in by Stumple. Boston will change it up. 4:45 to go in the third. Shots of 32-29 in favor of the Devils. One of the few times this season in the third period where the Bruins have been outshot. Only a half dozen games in the whole course of the year where the Bruins outshot by the opposition. Cleared into the middle to Reed. Reed will backhand it into the corner. Marouin driving. Bruce Driver. Adam Oates moves over and blocks the pass. Oates held it in. Cleared around by Ken Danico. Iafrate steps in and holds it in. Dowd intercept. Little deeper to Danico. Adam Oates with a forecheck on it. Danico's pass. Reed knocked it away to center. Into the zone. That hurt. Roberts put the big hit on Zalapukin. Kane left to McLean. McLean left it. Driver! Side Casey! Rebound! The whistle. He's got it under the pads. John McLean got leveled as he came looking for the rebound. He and Gordy Roberts.
Years of professional hockey for Gordy Roberts, and he's still thriving in there. He wants to play 20 years, Roberts does.
Bruce Driver trying to get this game tied up, and Casey, yet another save. Bruins up by 1.
I'm bored. Let's count the palm trees again. Why are you looking at me like that, Iggy?
Okay? Cut it out. You're weirding me, man.
Stop looking at me like that, would ya? You're creeping me out. Cut that out, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Iggy, you're gonna twist my head off.
We can't resist comparing Dodge Dakota Club Cab to Ford Ranger and Chevy S10. After all, the mid-size Dakota has a roomier cab, a bigger bed, more towing capacity, and more standard horsepower. But one thing you won't see is a comparison of available V8 engines, because with Ranger and S10, you can't get one. Dodge Dakota, a little bigger, a lot better.
3:59 remaining to go. Game 1 of the second round. And the Bruins, a 2-1 lead they got in the first period after they led 2-0, still have it. Brian Smolinski moves in to take the face-off. Bernie Nichols, he has won a lot of them today, and he wins another. McLean to Fetisov. Lemieux, Nichols, and McLean are out there for the Devils. Their scoring line. Brian Smolinski drops it off for Ray Bork. 3:46 left on the clock. This will be an icing call. Maybe. Donato forces the play. No icing. Donato as he beat Tommy Adel into the puck. And that resulted in no whistle.
That's a big play by Donato at this stage of the game with 3:30 to go.
The better legs right there went to Ted Donato. Fetisov sending that one in. Casey knocks it away to Hines. Right in front of his own goaltender. He brought it out. Held in by McLean. Ray Bork and Lemieux. Bork off the glass. Came back towards the center ice area. Bork found it himself and battles it out of the zone. This will be an icing call on Boston. Stanley Cup playoffs continue. There'll be lots of Stanley Cup action coming up on ESPN, as ESPN will continue to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs right through the finals. We'll catch the conference championships, and we've been privileged the opportunity to bring you these games here on ABC. And our thanks to all the people at ABC who have helped in our coverage here of the 3 regular season games and 3 Sundays worth of playoff action.
Boy, how strong have the Devils been defensively in the third period? Check it out. 28 shots they allowed in the first 2 periods with 3:03 to go here. They've allowed 1 shot. Big reason for that is they've been in the Bruins end most of the period.
Down to 3 minutes left to go in the third. What playoff hockey is all about. There are no ties in the Stanley Cup playoff series. Shaw dumps it in. Niedermeyer goes back to get it. Out through center, Bobby Halik stood up by Reed. Rolls away to Roberts. Roberts sent it in. Stevens back. Bruins 2. Devils 1. Bruins trying to win the first game of this series on the road against New Jersey, which had the second-best home record during the regular season. The Bruins had the second-best road record in the league during the regular season. Cleared around for Stewart. Stewart got it to center. Stumple dumps it in. Or tried, but it hit the corner of the glass and ended up on the Devils' bench. 2:12 left on the clock. All the scoring in the first.
Seems like Saturday since we saw a goal in this game, but it actually took place in the first period. It was 1-0 Boston when the Bruins went up 2-0. David Shaw made a real good play. Ken Danico, number 3 for the Devils, was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because he had Bruins everywhere. David Shaw faked Danico to the ice and went wide and beat Martin Brodeur on the short side, and that goal all this time has held up. 2:12 to go in regulation.
Will it hold up for another 2 minutes and 11 seconds? Ray Bork sends it in. Boston will be doing lots of that now, just dumping it in and trying to keep it out of the Devils' offensive zone. Driver cleared it out through center. Tipped in the air by Valeri Zalapukin. Smolinski knocked it away. Ray Bork will play most of the rest of this game, as he's played most of it already. Back into the middle. Smolinski sends it in. Brodeur over to get it. Tommy Avalon came back to get it. Martin Brodeur played in 2 of the 4 games during the regular season against these Boston Bruins and ended up in a 1-1. Billy Guerin. Guerin dumps it in. Devils trying to beat it to the puck. Casey was there. So was Dow. Got it away to Guerin. Billy Guerin. Guerin looking. Zalapukin. Shot. Saved by Casey. Huge save. Driver shot. He never saw it. Dow trying to center. Deflected by Shaw. Driver steps up to hold it in. 1:20 left to go in the third. And Smolinski ices the puck. Tommy Avalon back on the touch.
Wow. Well, John Casey got a little help on one of these blasts because Bruce Driver's shot went wide. I don't know if it was deflected, but the guy that has to be talking to himself and has played the most dominant game from a Devils standpoint is Billy Guerin. Everything you could ask from a player except the production. Boy, he's had his chances. He has been robbed by Casey. He has set other people up. Here was the setup to Valeri Zalapukin, who is standing out in front. Terrific game for Guerin, and absolutely nothing on the stat sheet to show for it yet.
Really frustrating.
For a while there, it looked like the Bruins were a man short because Smolinski was dazed. You saw Billy Guerin clip him with an elbow on the way by. Oh, baby, that's enough to stun you for a few seconds, and while you're collecting your thoughts and getting it together, it's almost like your team's playing down a man. And if the penalty isn't called, you have no choice. If you stay down on the ice, you run the risk of playing a man short while somebody blows the whistle. And if it doesn't come, you got a problem. So you get up and stagger back into the play. That's what Smolinski did.
1 shot on goal in this period for Boston as they try to preserve that 2-1 lead. Brodeur is still in net with 1:14 left to go. Nichols wins yet another draw. Niedermeyer, his shot blocked. Stevens' shot deflected wide. Rebound cleared out of the zone by Ray Bork. Bruins 2, Devils 1. 1 minute left to go in the third period. Wesley. John McLean giving chase. McLean and Wesley do battle. Cleared in front. Lemieux couldn't get it. Swept away by Adam Oates. Lemieux holds it in. Brodeur's out of the net. Empty net. Extra skater out for the New Jersey Devils. Niedermeyer sent it in again. J.B. Hosproff tried to clear. Didn't. Cleared around far side for Nichols. Extra skater for the Devils. Wesley knocked it away. Held onto by John McLean. McLean in front of the net. Deflected by Wesley and Oates. Ray Bork on the far side against McLean. Puck is free there. McLean. Bork had a hold of the stick. McLean centered right through the crease. Niedermeyer's moved in. 20 seconds left to go. Lemieux and Wesley. Jim Dowd. Dowd behind the net battling for it. Ray Bork falls down on it. Tried to cover it up. Couldn't. McLean centered Nichols. Jam side of the net. Shot. Hit the side of the net. Still loose. Lemieux's got it. Stevens the shot. Missed it wide. 5 seconds left to go. Rebound out. Empty net. Cam Stewart. The Boston Bruins are going to win game 1 against the Devils 2-1. John Casey in net comes away with the victory. Martin Brodeur will take the loss, but this is a case of winning one.
Well, just by the hair of the chinny chin chin, I'll tell you that. The New Jersey Devils can look themselves in the mirror and say, guys, we did everything we had to do to win, except get it by John Casey. The Bruins know how this story goes. They could have wrapped up Montreal in 4 or 5. They outplayed the Canadians, but weren't able to do it because of Patrick Waugh's goaltending. Boy,
34 saves for John Casey, who's going to be one of the 3 stars in this game, and we have him for 16 tough saves, almost half. That's a lot. Casey was outstanding for the Boston Bruins. Got their goals from Smolinski and Shaw, with Nichols picking up the only Devils goal for the 2-1 win. Second star of this game goes right there to Shaw, who picked up that second and what proved to be the game-winning goal, and the first star of this game is 32-year-old John Casey.
And if there was a four-star of the game, it would be John Casey's post.
That's right. And the crossbar.
Yeah.
Add that one in.
That John Casey, I don't think, had to face a shot after the Devils pulled their goalie. Yes, there was a lot of action around him, but stuff whistled wide. Deflections went wide. And I'm not sure that Casey had to face a shot. Good work by John McLean. That one went right through the crease. And Niedermeyer was able to keep it alive. And a lot of times, Gary, the Devils had to have three guys in behind the net to dig it out. There was three behind, and really nobody was standing out in front, even if they had dug it out.
Closest they got was to the side of the net during that flurry. Boston wins it 2-1. We'll be right back.
Toss me the ball.
King Griffey Jr.'s always played hardball.